Lunchtime, 1 Chronicles chapter 8. And Benjamin brought forth Bela, his firstborn, Ashbel the second, Arah the third, Nobah the fourth, and Rapha the fifth, and the sons of Bela, Adar, and Gera, and Abihud, and Abishua, and Naaman, and Ahova, and Gera, and Shephufan, and Huram. And these are the sons of Ehud. They were the heads of the fathers' houses of the inhabitants of Geba, and they were exiled to Manahath, and Naam, and Ahiah, and Gera. He exiled them. And Ehud brought forth Uzzah, and Ahihud, and Saharaim brought forth children in the field of Moab, after he had sent away Husham and Ba'arah his wives. And by Hodesh his wife he brought forth Yobab, and Sibiah, and Mesha, and Malcham, and Yehutz, and Shobiah, and Mirmah. These were his sons, heads of their fathers' houses. And in Hushim he brought forth Abitub, and Elpaal. And the sons of Elpaal, Eber, and Misham, and Shemer, who built Ono, and Lod, with its towns. And Beriah, and Shema, who were heads of their fathers' houses, of the inhabitants of Ayalon, who drove out the inhabitants of Gath. And Ayo, Shashak, and Yeramoth, and Zebadiah, and Arad, and Adair, and Mikael, and Yispa, and Joah were the sons of Beriah, and Zebadiah, and Meshulam, and Hizki, and Heber, and Yishmerai, and Yizliah, and Yobab, sons of the sons of Elpaal, and Yakim, and Zikri, and Zabdi, and Eli, Enai, and Silethai, and Eliel, and Adiah, and Beriah, and Shemrath were the sons of Shemi, and Yishban, and Eber, and Eliel, and Abdon, and Zikri, and Hanan, and Hananiah, and Elam, and Antothia. And Yifdeah, and Penuel were the sons of Shashak, and Shamsharai, and Shehariah, and Athaliah, and Aresya, and Eliah, and Zikri were the sons of Jehoram. These were the heads of the father's house by their generations, heads. These dwelt in Yerushalayim. And the father of Gibbon, whose wife's name was Ma'akah, dwelt in Gibbon, and his firstborn son was Abdon, then Sur, and Kish, and Baal, and Nadab, and Gedor, and Ahio, and Zecher, and Mikloth, who brought forth Shema. And they also dwelt alongside their relatives in Yerushalayim with their brothers. And Ner brought forth Kish, and Kish brought forth Shaul, and Shaul brought forth Jehonathan, and Malchishua, and Abinadab, and Eshbaal. And the sons of Jehonathan were Meribbaal, and Meribbaal brought forth Micah. And the sons of Micah, Pithon, and Melech, and Area, and Ahaz. And Ahaz brought forth Jehoadah, and Jehoadah brought forth Elameth, and Azmaveth, and Zimri, and Zimri brought forth Moza. And Moza brought forth Bina, Rapha, his son, Elisah, his son, Etzel, his son. And Etzel had 6 sons, whose names were these: Azrikam, Bokeru, and Yishmael, and Sheariah, and Obadiah, and Tanan. All these were the sons of Atzel. And the sons of Eshek, his brother, Ulam, his firstborn, Yeush the second, and Eliphalet the third. And the sons of Ulam were mighty, brave men, archers, and had many sons and grandsons, 150. These were all the sons of Benjamin. And all Yisrael registered themselves by genealogy, and see, they were written in the book of the sovereign of Yisrael. And Yehuda was exiled to Babel for their trespass. And the first inhabitants who were in their possessions in their cities in Yisrael were the priests, the Levites, and the Nethinim. And in Yerushalayim dwelt some of the children of Yehuda, and some of the children of Benjamin, and some of the children of Ephraim and Manasseh, Uthai, son of Ammihud, son of Omri, son of Imri, son of Bani, of the sons of Peretz, the son of Yehuda. And of the Shilonites, Asaiah, the firstborn, and his sons. And of the sons of Zerah, Yeuel, and their brothers, 690. And of the sons of Benjamin, Salu, son of Meshullam, son of Yodaviah, son of Yasanua, and Yibneah, son of Jeroham, and Elah, son of Uzi, son of Mikri, and Meshullam, son of Shephatiah, son of Reuel, son of Yibneah. And their brothers according to their generations, 956. All these men were heads of their father's house in their father's houses. And the priests, Yediah, and Yehoyarib, and Yakin, and Azariah, son of Hilkiah, son of Meshullam, son of Sadok, son of Merayoth, son of Ahatub, the officers over the house of Elohim, and Adiah, son of Jeroham, son of Pashur, son of Malchiah, and Maasai, son of Adiel, son of Yazerah, son of Meshullam, son of Meshilemith, son of Immer. And their brothers, heads of their fathers' houses, 1,760, able men for the work of the service of the house of Elohim. And of the Levites, Shemiah, son of Hashub, son of Azrikam, son of Hashabiah, and the sons of Merari. And Bakar, Heresh, and Galal, and Mataniah, son of Micah, son of Zikri, son of Asaph. And Obadiah, son of Shemaiah, son of Galal, son of Yeduthun. And Berechiah, son of Asah, son of Elkanah, who dwelt in the villages of the Netophathites. And the gatekeepers, Shallum, and Akub, and Talmon, and Ahaman, and their brothers, Shallum the chief. And up till then they were gatekeepers for the camps of the children of Levi at the sovereign's gate on the east. And Shallum, son of Kor, son of Ebiasaph, son of Korah, and his brothers, from his father's house, the Korites, were over the work of the service guards of the thresholds of the tent, and their fathers had been guards of the entrance to the camp of Jehovah. And Phinehas son of Eleazar was leader over them in time past. Jehovah was with him. Zechariah son of Meshelemiah was gatekeeper at the entrance of the tent of appointment. All those children as gatekeepers at the thresholds were 212. They were registered by genealogy in their villages. David and Shemuel, the seer, had appointed them to their office of trust. So they and their sons were over the gates of the house of Jehovah, the house of the tent, by watches. The gatekeepers were on the four sides, the east, west, north, and south, and their brothers in their villages had to come with them from time to time for 7 days. For the fourth chief gatekeepers were in an office of trust. They were Levites, and they were over the rooms and treasuries of the house of Elohim. And they spent the night all around the house of Elohim, because they had the duty, and they were to open it morning by morning. And some of them were over the vessels of service, for they brought them in and took them out by count. And some of them were appointed over the vessels, even over the vessels of the set-apart place, and over the fine flour, and the wine, and the oil, and the incense, and the spices. And some of the sons of the priest blended the compound of spices. And Mathiah of the Levites, the firstborn of Shallum the Korite, was entrusted with the making of flat cakes. And some of their brothers of the sons of the Kehathites were over the showbread to prepare every Sabbath. And these were the singers, heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites in the rooms, and were exempted from other duties, for they were employed in that work day and night. These heads of the father's house of the Levites were heads throughout their generations. They dwelt at Jerusalem, and Yehiel, the father of Gibbon, whose wife's name was Maacah, dwelt at Gibbon, and his firstborn son was Abdon, then Sur, and Kish, and Baal, and Ner, and Nadab, and Gedor, and Ayo, and Zechariah, and Mikloth. And Mikloth brought forth Shemam. And they too dwelt alongside their relatives in Jerusalem with their brothers. And Ner brought forth Kish, and Kish brought forth Shaul, and Shaul brought forth Jehonathan, and Malchishua, and Aminadab, and Eshbaal. And the sons of Jehonathan was Meribbaal, and Meribbaal brought forth Micah. And the sons of Micah, Pithon, and Melech, and Pariah, and Ahaz, who brought forth Yarah. And Yarah brought forth Elameth, and Asmaveth, and Zimri brought forth Motzah. And Motzah brought forth Bina, and Rephaiah was his son, Elisah his son, Atzel his son. And Atzel had 6 sons, whose names were these: Azrikam, Bokeru, and Yishmael, and Sheariah, and Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Atzel.